is December 23, 2024. Okay, yesterday on the 22nd in Walmart 62. Now, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know about Michelle until January, February 19th, where John's kids on the basement on Thanksgiving of 18, they said the house wasn't meant for Grandma. It was meant for Auntie Shaw and Papa and Grandma needs to get out. And then they're laughing in a huddle. The mean games ever 10. Okay? Well, the only Auntie Shell that I could think of would be Michelle Cowgill connected to Dave. Okay? She's a 50-year-old woman. She's not bad looking. Okay? For 50. Heavy set. And she was really mean to her first husband. I thought, boy, that would serve him right. She was really mean to him. Okay? If you go back to her pictures of 18, she's pretty but not pretty, and it looks like she's had face work since then, and she's remarried, looks very happy to an older man. Oh, she is. Because, no, the old saying, until you get behind closed doors, you don't know what's really going on in that house. Okay? Where he's complaining to everybody how mean she is, you don't know what he is doing to her. See what I mean? Okay, so I thought it was Michelle Cowgill. Even mentioned it alone where the police can hear me. That's who I thought it was. Well, in January, February of 19, I started going to Faith Family Church. Okay. And the big truck guys were telling everybody they were FBI working my case in their drug cartel. Okay. In comes a group of young girls, and they're calling this one girl Michelle. Didn't even think about it. And she said, I'm actually the one that dates Dave. I turn around, and she's pointing at me. And she said, I date her husband. I thought, you? You're Michelle? Where I thought I was Michelle Cowgill the whole time. Okay? The heavier set 50-year-old woman from that church. Right? And it's you're 18-year-old, probably don't weigh 100 pounds, look like a skanky whore, and only mediocre pretty. Ew? Okay? And only mediocre. She's 18, blonde, just the average girl. Okay? Mediocre. And then she starts talking crazy crap about, I can have anybody drug, beat, and raped. I just have to ask the guys. Like she's the Queen of Sheba. And she's mediocre and a skank. And I'm like, ew, he's never touching me. He's going out with that. And then she's talking about taping in my bathroom. Watching us go to the bathroom. In front of people in church. It's like, oh my God, not only is she skanky, she's insane. And some girl said, they rape somebody for us? Oh, I just have to ask them. They'll drug, beat, and rape anybody for me. Like she owns the place. Okay? And I'm like, oh my God, she's insane too. And I'm just sitting there wanting to vomit of, oh my God, he's going out with that little skank that thinks she's the Queen of Sheba. And she's nuts, afraid she can harm people. It made you want to vomit. Okay? Still never talk to her. Okay? Most women, when they find out who the other woman is, would get up and start beating on them, attack them. I was just sitting there repulsed. I'm wanting to vomit. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That wasn't who I thought was doing it. And it was just kind of thing. Okay? Just horror on top of horror, how nuts she is. Okay? Ask Dixie. Oh, 2021. Do you know about Michelle? Yeah, I knew about her. See, she gives you the point of repulsion. And it's not just me. It's her nasty attitude, and she ain't all that great. She's mediocre. People even wondered that watch the case that she's some kind of drug lord's kid for her thinking she's so great. Is that what's wrong? Because she acts like she owns the place. And she owns everything. What is she, one of the drug lord's kids? For her to act so great? People couldn't believe why she would act so great. Okay? And I said, did you know about Michelle? She's like, yeah, I knew about her because she makes you repulsed because of her attitude. Okay? And I said, the young blonde girl. She's like, yeah, I know about her. I said, well, I found out about her. Is he still dating her? She's like, Karen, they broke up before Kathy. I said, but they were dating, yes. Okay. I said, did you know about Pete? She went, oh. I said, oh, I found out about him. She's like, it's ridiculous what they did to you for Dave to go out with other people. Okay, which is the whole scenario. He's a 60-year-old man. He wanted to cheat. He can just walk out and leave and go live in another apartment and file for divorce. And the only thing different would have been he would have paid a little more alimony. Y'all people got involved. Where it came to me and him, besides hurting me real bad and almost killing me and almost killing my family, he accomplished nothing when it actually came to me and him. He accomplished nothing. He would have paid a little more alimony. He gave up that house, he gave up all the furniture, all his worldly belongings, and fled the country. And he only made a little bit of money on the house. So what did you really accomplish with me and him? Nothing. He's out of the United States forever. Thank you. My family's safer. So yesterday on the 22nd, in Walmart, the scam of the cartel that she's so beautiful. Karen just didn't know how beautiful she was. She's not beautiful. She's mediocre. You're lying. See, and then you got to think the cartel, the drug cartel that sells people for sex slaves. Do they care if you're beautiful? No. Do they care if you're ugly? No. What do they care about? You're a piece of meat they can sell. Like they said, you live long enough for your usefulness to be done, and then they kill you. You only stay alive when you're useful. So do they care if they all did it because she was beautiful? No, it's a lie. They don't care if you're beautiful. You're a piece of meat they sell for a sex slave or to be murdered. So do they care if she's beautiful? No. They replace her in the matter of minutes of grabbing another woman. She's a piece of meat. So the scam of her being beautiful is a scam. Okay? I want you to think about it. It's a scam. She's beautiful. She's mediocre. And her personality makes you want to vomit. She thinks she owns a cartel. Okay? The only thing she did was, where they were talking yesterday in Walmart. What Karen didn't know, she was dating Will. So while she was dating Will, she was dating my husband too. He did know that, right? Which, if you go back to December 18th, 24, that guy walking in, I heard Karen really didn't know who she was till January, February of 19. Is that the truth? He said, yes, I made sure of it. She didn't know who she was. She told me she threatened her. And I told them if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. See, that's what that agent said up at that apostolic church. For he knows she's being drugged, being raped. And he said he didn't care. Then what else he said is she was going to be mean to their women. He didn't care what they did to and he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? That where people have been saying that's that agent that opened her case. Why would he care? Now you got to think. If you think you're grown enough, 18-year-old woman, you can go out and have sex with a married man that's been married for years. The wife usually finds out. Well, some of them won't say nothing and just go file for divorce. Some of them will scream and threaten you. And some of them will attack you. And they'll beat your face in. They'll break your face, your nose, your jaw, rip your hair out, and they'll beat the hell out of you. And they'll overreact. Because the anger, hurt, and pain comes out and people react different. Some people sit there in shock. Some people cry. Some people do nothing and then just respond. And some people attack. She's going to sleep with a wrong married man, and his wife's going to find out, and her average faith isn't going to be average anymore. I just sat there repulsing, in shock. That's not who I thought it was, and oh my God, and oh my God. And see, that's where Dixie made the same face of sick and disgust because she is so arrogant. She makes you want to vomit. And she's only mediocre. And the scam that she's beautiful, they're just lying. See what I mean? Just like they lied about the chip where they banged in my head. And I talked to a medical professional, and she said the women that the cartel, it was on online chat, women that the cartel that they're raping and releasing, they're telling them that they chipped them. And if they chipped them, they try to tell the law enforcement that they were raped by them, they can't hide them anywhere. They can hunt them down. They better stay quiet or else they'll track them down and kill them. It's a scam of the cartel. I was in there one day and this nurse was telling me about it being on online chat, that was one of their scams to cover up rape. Tell the people when they come to, hey, we did this to you. We'll track you down anywhere. You can't hide anymore. It's to keep them quiet, get away with rape. And they were doing it to more women. Okay? It's a puppy shop. Use it in big businesses. Okay? Just like the scam of the shower scene in the other room. Photoshopped. Okay? And the date rape drug confessions, it's a scam. Like them saying that they have a court order from a judge, that they went to them with their photoshopped of washing, and they signed all my informant money over to them. There's no such thing. Then you got to even break it down how stupid that sounds. You don't get money from being offended. There's no personal bodily harm. You actually have to prove bodily harm. There's no personal injury by seeing something. I mean, I was talking to my boyfriend. I said, remember when the dog bit me real bad a couple months ago? You're sitting in the car screaming while you watched it. Yeah. I said, can you sue them for bodily harm by seeing it? He said, no, I didn't get hurt. You did. Exactly. There's no harm by seeing something. It reminded me of this one comedy show I was watching, and this funny movie kind of thing. This guy walks up to an officer. I seen that wreck. He said, okay, I'll take your statement. He said, I think I got whiplash seeing it. He said, get out of my face before I arrest you for being stupid. You don't get bodily harm by seeing something. Okay? And then you got to think there was no trial. No being found guilty. No jury. No prosecutor. No defense attorney. No court notes. No trial of actually being found guilty. No prosecution. No court docs for those. And no court docs for the same thing for the suing of money. You can't just have them sign a paper signing somebody's money over. It's a scam and a stupid one. And oh, we had special permission from the judges. No, you didn't. Police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life with statements. It's the Fourth Amendment and a court order. It's a law, you have to have a court order. And it can only be police and agencies. Like the Portage County Sheriff's, Ravenna Police, Criminal Attorney, Stark County Prosecutor's Office, Louisville Police. Even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside a protective light case with statements and a court order. It's illegal. It's a right to privacy. It's considered illegal monitoring, which is 7 years. Cyber stalking and sextortion is taking naked pictures of someone without their permission, photoshopped or not, or intimate information you find out on someone and try to extort money. It's called sextortion. And then cyber stalking of the button cameras and setting off a hate crime. It's a 12-year sentence. Ask Andrew Darabeck up there. He had 7 victims pulling this. The cartel is pulling scams. Now the cartel's so stupid up there. They sent out an arrest warrant, mailed them out. You don't mail out arrest warrants. The deputies come get you. Sheriffs come get you. They don't mail them. That you've been accused and charged of being a child molester. Under this ordinance, ordered to pay $80,000 plus surcharge, ordered by Judge Paul and Officer Thomas. There is no Judge Paul and there's no Officer Thomas. And they don't mail out arrest warrants, nor do they just sign a paper from a judge giving you somebody else's money. It's fake. It's a scam and a stupid one. And there's no such thing as special permission. There's no such thing as sodium. They try to lie where they're drugging me up and get me so stoned. I'd be sleepwalking, lacing drinks, stabbing me with needles, and I'd wake up throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out, migraine, severely infected, bruises all over me, not know what happened. They're fake sodium pentothal reports. There's no such thing. That's spy flick movie stuff. They were amnesia drugging me and telling me to say stuff being raped me so I wouldn't know. Talk about cowards. They roofied Mike in the bar. My neighbor came up to me. I don't know how I got home. I'm like, go sleep it off. You don't realize I've been sitting there for hours. I don't know how I got home. What do you remember? The second beer, go sleep it off. I got all this money in my pocket. I don't know where it came from. It's like, you better check your bank. Well, I took 100 out. But what was in the box with mustard? And how I changed my shoes. Just like I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, he's lost the whole night. Go sleep it off. He's like, I used to be a New York cop and you're pretty. I'm like, go sleep that off. He's talking on his head. He's like, you want to go cuddle? I'm like, go sleep it off. He finally went back down to that bar and he found out that he had told them he was an astronaut. Nice to some people, swore to others. And apparently took himself out all night. That's scary. He wasn't in his right mind with no memory of what happened. They did it to a Marshall's kid twice. She don't know what happened. She took a drink in the room, went dizzy and black, just like me. And then one time, it happened one more time, and she ended up in the hospital. Didn't even know how she got out of the bar. We were sleepwalking. I was talking to her. She's like, I know you're sleepwalking. So did the prosecutor's office and criminal attorney with those amnesia drugs. If you drug somebody for a fake confession, it's racketeering. Drugs, rape, threats, attempt extortion. And then they got them cyber stalking, sextortion. And they taped my grandkids going potty and sold it to all of us on porn sites using the bathroom. That's kiddie porn, child pornography. Michelle admitted to Faith Family Church she was part of the people taping in the bathroom. Okay? They have them for life without parole. My one boss, his sister is a sitting judge in Youngstown. He told her what's happening here. She deals with the U.S. Marshals all the time. She said they can tell people they were in your home before. But the day they prove it, they are to be arrested. it is illegal to be in someone's home. And they're going to go to jail a very long time. Cyber stalking, sextortion, and the other crimes, and human trafficking. I have no charges, no accusations. Dave hired Pete on his own, and he's a drug dealer from Ravenna. That's even what the investigators call him, an old drug dealer from Ravenna. Michelle is a prostitute. See, that's where, if you go back to January 13th, 23, my one friend lives a couple hours away. Said he races horses professionally. On the racetrack, there's drug dealers. He knows someone who knows someone, and he went to him. Asked them if they knew about what happened here. They said yes. That they all know that I didn't know that that agent that opened my case owed that drug dealer money. And that's why it all happened. And they were pissed. Well, the next week he showed up at the U.S. Marshals. I also have a friend on the police department. Okay? So you got to think where Michelle's been breaking. She dated that agent that opened my case. Well, okay? She's dating him. And they were breaking yesterday in Walmart. She was dating him before my case. So, he didn't know she was dating Dave too, right? They didn't have her start dating Dave to come up with a scam to steal from the government, right? With Pete, to pay him back. See, the cartel was complaining that you didn't know that agent had trouble with prostitutes. He's been using the case to pay for prostitutes. He owed Pete money. Because you got to think, a federal cop, you call the FBI hotline, you're going to have an agent call you back. They drug you up so bad when he's calling back, it leaves a voicemail. And you're so drugged up, it takes a while to wake up. You stick her in the bathroom, refrigerator, stick her back and get in bed. Listen to the voicemail, and they're cyber stalking. They now have the phone number of that agent. They call him. In walks your husband at the time with his prostitute girlfriend of 18, an occult leader, and 2 drug dealers. Dave's saying I hired him. I got a prostitute 18-year-old girlfriend. A minister said I ordered it 15 years ago. Finally did it to have her killed because I called her a faker when it was a medication error. Medical malpractice. It was a 15-year-old baby lie. We've been trying to have her killed. We had this drug dealer drug her for fake confessions. We got photoshopping and washing in a drug dealing scam, and another drug dealer saying, oh, I'm a doctor selling information. It's so absurd. It's like a psychotic bad joke that could never happen. Okay? And that agent actually would fall for any of that. And it was drug dealers walking in his house. I mean, in his office, in the FBI. Came in and confessed to all those crimes. And he didn't arrest him. Now he goes around and he tells everybody they're drug being raping me, and he don't care. And for the lie of faking she was sick and faking she got well, that family was screaming. It was a medication or medical malpractice. He even knew it. He had to get rid of me when he thought I was following Tim and Katie. And it was Linda. Had to make up a baby lie, get rid of me. And it's 6 months later, after a traffic accident, I had nothing to do with it. And it took me 9 months to get well. And it's 6 months later. Had nothing to do with those people. Just went to their church. Wasn't even there when... I told you I started with Dr. Eli in November of 2002. By April, I'm almost well. May 3rd, 2003 was that accident. And I'm at home with my whole family. And Brian Laney had to come tell us how he ran a stop sign into a semi and killed himself and his grandson. Now, and that he didn't even try to stop people from other people from the church seeing him. I finished getting well, and I was at home. Me and my whole family had to come tell us. They just went to our church. Okay? Come July, I finished getting well. November of 2003, 6 months later after a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. My sister is married to that minister's kid. She's out one day, sees him with Katie. So when he leaves, she starts following him. She got caught one night. She comes up to me, I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry, be careful. I'm like, great, thanks. By Sunday, that minister made up that lie. And 6 months later, it has nothing to do with that family. 6 months. Why would they care he made up something mean on me? Well, on September 18th of 24, about 9 o'clock in the morning, up in Akron, my one client's neighbor guy was telling him, tell everybody not to say anything to her. That agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on it. By the way, 15 years to kill her. Well, when Strange thought she was following him and Kitty, he ordered her to be killed. Back in 03, they were to try to kill her. And if that didn't work, they were to have her destroyed. They've been planning this since 03. And it was and he's even telling me it wasn't a medication error that made her sick before. That agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on it. They've been planning this because Strange thought she was following him and Katie. And they've been planning it since 03. And it took Dave 15 years to say he wanted a divorce. And that's what they were waiting for. For Dave to say it, and then they'd do it. That's what took them 15 years. So, and then you got to think of the babyshness. Somebody calls somebody a faker has, like Becky said, it's insanity. Somebody calls you a faker has nothing to do with their kid dying. Why would they care? And it's insanity that they would want to hurt you. It's insanity that an agent would even go play along with such hypocrisy and lunacy. I want you to think about that. Lunacy. Of harming somebody because someone called them a faker. It's lunacy. It has nothing to do with them. Because their church was killing people. Where Josh even said, Mom, I swear they kill people here. They do. Okay? So we're going to put it this way. That agent going around telling people he knew I was being drugged, being raped. And he didn't care because a minister made up a baby lie. And it's documented medical malpractice and medication error. That almost killed me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. She was going to be faking she was sick and faking she got well while that family was grieving. It had nothing to do with that family. And it's 6 months later, and it was a medication error, and that's a baby lie. He didn't care what they did to her. If she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Well, that guy said, he said he didn't care what they did to her. That's where everybody's like, is that agent that opened her case? And he said it was over Michelle, saying I threatened her. I've never talked to her. And where people have been saying that she's been telling people that she dates Will. And Will stole for us. Because why wouldn't he arrest people for those heinous crimes and make fun of a rape victim? They made fun of FBI agent John June 7th, 23, how they fooled him with their photoshopping and washing and date rape drug confessions. For FBI agent John fell for the stunt a taste before. Oh, come on now, that FBI agent actually fell for it? You're kidding. Is that what's going on? FBI agent John fell for the stunt a taste before. Ha 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 ha. June 7th, 23. Made a public fool out of him. Saw videos of it. He arrested him. Someone acts like he's in jail, and the other one's just going rogue, and he's a former agent. See, after he bullied me and lists me informant, the minute he talked to all the church people, makes fun of me. He talked to the Vegas, he talked to everyone, told on me for calling the FBI several times, makes fun of me on a recorded line. You, like they say, you listen to the recorded line, you almost fall out of your chair. He actually does. He confesses, he told on me, he's talked to everyone. And he knows they're conspiring an attempt to murder on me. And by law, they're to be arrested. They can't just go around killing anybody for any reason. It's illegal. And he don't even blame them for trying to kill me. He actually says that. Bullies me, laughs at me, makes fun of me for some guy named Pete. Found out Pete's a drug dealer, an old drug dealer from Ravenna. Running a scam on me. For Dave hired Pete on his own. He's a drug dealer to run a drug scam. Huh? Where they're saying that agent Will, former agent Will, actually owed Pete money. Okay. That's why this happened. Where if that's Agent Will confessing that he told people he didn't care what they did to her, if she was going to threaten her, never threatened her, didn't even know who she was. You came in and confessed you were the agent up at that church. Telling on me before you talked to me. It was you. He's no longer an agent. Hadn't been an agent since 1819. That's where a couple nights ago outside, some guy said they got him saying it. It was him. It's him selling the government technology, selling the log in the case. For Will found another way to make money off the case. He's selling it for login for $25 a pop. It's him. They said Will's coming across police scanners. No one's to believe her. No one's to help her. He's not been an agent since 18. See, he was so mean to me. When I heard Dave outside threatening Dixie and the baby's life and had a list of people they're going to kill, I Googled the office. I found him. They yelled out, he's got a list. I'm working on it. Call back when I seen the serial killer down the way. He took off through the side woods. They yell out, you tell those police to get a hold of it up there. We're busy. Serial killers down the road and you're busy? I'm a little busy myself. Well, I called back down there again. He no longer works for the FBI. Okay? It's him. He's a former agent. It's him. So, police officers, please, if you can fix your radios to a frequency he doesn't know, because he's coming across your scanners. He no longer works for the FBI since the last 18, first of 19. He's a former agent. He's the one that told on me. He's the one that's been scamming all you people and telling the cops to stay out of it. He's not an agent. He no longer works for the FBI. Where Officer Mark in August of 23 was telling a lady that how not funny this is. That the FBI left me up there and they weren't allowed to tell me. They left me there. An open case running. And telling her how it's documented and verified. I was framed before and it was a cartel in my home before, Pete's cartel. Where they keep telling people it's a drug cartel doing this. And it's documented and verified it was a medication error that made me sick before, and even documented and verified another woman was using my insurance. That none of this is funny. I got left there because that agent wasn't part of the FBI. Nobody else picked up my case, and like the prosecutor's office said, it can't be closed because it's a threat of life with attempt of life. Protected custody for an FBI informant. And until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay an informant for life. My greatest fear, Karen, is something happened to that agent. He's no longer with the FBI, and they boxed up his desk. You're simply sitting on a shelf. Well, the case cannot be closed because it's a threat. these people actually try to kill you, and it's a threat of life protected custody. It can't be close. You have to be in a witness protection program the rest of your life. These people actually try to kill you. They can wait and try to kill you again. You get the money for working the case to risking your life to get them information. That agent can't even ask you to stay quiet. It's a freedom of speech. It takes a judge. The police know that. It's only bullying you to stay quiet so they get away with this. You don't even have authority, and no judge is signing a court order taking your freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. The Department of Justice put that judge in jail. He's only a higher police officer. He don't have authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. I said, but he's already confessed he met with everybody and told everyone. He said he can't tell on you. He said you can tell anybody you want, and he can't say a word because he's just a police officer. He's a higher one, but that's it. It takes a judge. He's only bullying you. The regular police know that. And he can't withhold your money. He can't misdirect it. You get it for risking your life to get the government information. And they owe you for the rest of your life for getting them information on those people. And they have to protect you. And they can put, the FBI can put you in another witness protection program. But until they do, you stay in the informant program. You can never get out of a witness protection program the rest of your life. Because these people can wait and try to kill you again. So, officers, we're going to talk about this. He's not been with the FBI since last 1819. He's coming across your scanners. No one's to believe her, no one's to help her. He's illegally transmitting over your intercoms. He's hacked into him. He used to be FBI. What else can he hack into? Change your frequencies somehow, please. Because he's helping the cartel. Like they said, people said, he even admitted he was in it with a drug dealer's bets, where that guy on December 18th, 24, said, she told me that she threatened her, and she's never talked to her. I told them I didn't care what they did to her. She was going to threaten her. A prostitute in the cartel, you didn't care? You saying that I threatened her, and you didn't care what they did to me? Come on now. See, that's what that agent was supposed to tell that church. If she was going to be mean to their women, he didn't care what they did to her. Huh? Think about it. And she didn't even know about it. I've still never talked to that bitch. I just sat there in horror of, oh my God, it's that? Oh my God, she's insane. Even Dixie, you get a scowl when you talk about her. She's a mediocre girl that thinks she owns the cartels. Even people said, is she some kind of drug lord's kid? That she thinks she owns everything? See, people sit and repulse because she thinks she's so great. And she's mediocre. See, that's where they said she was actually dating him, where she's telling everybody she's dating that agent too. Got it? She was dating him too. So officers are coming across your scanners. He's no longer FBI. I've been FBI since 18. He's illegally transmitting over police comms. This is a cartel, and he's in it, where they even said the guy that bet over her, that he could, everything he did to her, no one would want her. And I heard she's getting married again. I knew Karen had it in her. She'd find someone. Okay? So, he admitted he was in it with the drug dealers. If that's a former agent. Well, that opened my case. That told him. Admitted he was the one saying that crazy crap. And he did it for Michelle, Dave's girlfriend. And that's where she's been breaking. They were dating. They were talking about it yesterday. What was going on is Karen didn't know Michelle was dating Will before. You were sharing her with Dave. Do you use her to entice Dave to do everything? Because she owed that drug dealer money. So we're going to put it this way. Officers, please find a way to stop him from hearing your transmissions and going over them. It's a cartel that could ambush you. You have families that depend on you and love you, and the people that you protect need you to stay alive, and that's the cartel, and he's helping the cartel. And he's transmitting over your comms, and he's no longer an agent. Okay? He's a former agent. Okay. Stay safe. He came in and confessed you need to get him. You need to get a hold of FBI, the CIA, or the marshals to arrest him. They have him that he said it. If that's the one agent that told on me, that he's even in with the drug dealers in the drug cartel. What they're doing, I realized yesterday. I had mentioned during the case of Keith, this one minister, his sixth service of 2016. See, I used to have friends down at that other church, and I go visit, and it was my birthday around 2016. He had, around June 7th of 2016, we went down there, and we visited, okay, down at Keith's church. He said he was going to be preaching services. It was important everybody be there. And he was going to talk about killing Jezebel. And I said, well, we live closer to his church, but we travel clear up to Barberton. To Pamers. And I said, Dave, do you care if we go? He said, actually, it's closer. I don't care. We go in there. The service was so sick. You could hear a pin drop. And he had a race bar. I realized the drug dealers yesterday are doing the service. Get rid of your wife. Get rid of your children. God will give you new. It takes the priest to kill Jezebel because they have no feelings. You have to kill out the people out of your life to have your new life. You have to get rid of the children you had with her friends so you can start anew. You are to at least push their souls to spiritual suicide, that no church will ever have them again, and that they will never worship God ever again. You are to make sure of it. It was demonic. It was demonic. To the point I went home and I called Danny about, oh my God, Dave's complaining, oh my God. Souls belong to God, not for a bastard to place Satan and kill him into hell. You are to make sure that they go to hell. The things he preached, the drug dealers are making come true. For one bet, she'll never pray again. Make sure of it. She'll never believe in God again. Another one bet. No church would ever want her. See, I was thinking about taking my boyfriend to church for Christmas. Well, he's got an ear infection of a wax. And he's been using drops and stuff, and I thought, well, I'm not going to push it. Then I thought, where do I want to go? I'd love to go to Faith Family Church. You know what I mean? Then I thought, I don't want to deal with the riffraff, especially with him not feeling well. And if they show up the drug cartel, okay, which the police and the marshals need to get him out of that mega church. Pastor Mike's a really good man. He does outreach programs in the cartels. Wolves among sheep. I go there, they'll yell stuff across the board. And people were complaining they said the dark cartel was here, yelling stuff at her. They were the ones impersonating the FBI, working the case. The Sheriffs work my case. Police take care of it. Tell the police to get off. We're busy. They tell people, you're messing with the wrong person. The police watch them. They work the FBI case. See, like my friend from the prosecutor's office, my greatest fear is something happened to that agent where that case cannot be closed till the FBI puts you in another witness protection program. You're sitting on a shelf. They boxed up his desk, and you're sitting on a shelf, and the police don't realize there's no one above you. The U.S. Marshals work my case. Been using it because it's legal police surveillance with a court or threat of life, with statements, a court order from a judge to protect me, for the police to protect me. Immunity for life and money for life. And it's ordered by a judge for the government to pay me. Or that Michelle's been saying that she got my money. He's dating her. If my card where he said I load the money on a card, when are you going to come down and pick it up? I don't know. Well, hell broke loose. If it's not simply sitting on a shelf in my file in the Starr County Courthouse in the Drug and Task Gang Unit, then he did take it. And he did this to steal from the government. See, that's where Mike DeWine's cousin, Sheriff David, want to know why our police didn't arrest him the first day. For the way he talked to me, for telling on me that they should have arrested that agent. Well, I found out through the police telling other people that he told the police he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. He's part of it. He's no longer, he's former FBI, and where they said the cartel paid him off, he's part of the cartel. He's no longer with the FBI. I've been with him since 18. And where Sheriff David and Mike DeWine's cousin said if he stole from your case, he stole others. They need to go back through his cases. They got him for embezzlement, now of government funds. The FBI still owes me that money. I want the money to help my kids. And where the police that work my case, you need to be proud of yourself because of what you lived through. We got all this evidence on these people. And you helped save a lot of lives. You need to be proud of what you lived through. My neighbor went to the U.S. Marshals because he seen the truck guys saying they were FBI working my case at Faith Family Church, the drug cartel. He went down there, and one of the men that they actually saved from the cartel, saved his life, was in there because of my case. For you need to be proud of what you lived through. Because of what you lived through, we got all this information on these people. And you helped save a lot of lives. I never met one of them. I'd like my money to help my kids. Dave's gone from the country forever. Fled. That guy admitted he did this for Michelle. And he's with the cartel. In cartel, I know what you're doing. I figured it out yesterday where I mentioned before it's like that sex service killing Jezebel. It is. They're doing what that minister ordered. Make sure no church would ever want. And that want that person. And that they can never sit in a church again, anywhere. You are to make sure that their soul is damned to hell forever. That kind of sick shit. And if you have to push them spiritual suicide, that they're damned to hell forever. And they can never serve God again and never sit in a church again. You are to make sure of it that no church won't want them. That was part of his satanic service. Was ordered in 16. for they are playing killing Jezebel. I am not Jezebel. If you in him twisting the story of Jezebel, Jezebel in the Bible, she was the queen of Israel. She worshipped a god named Baal. Baal is a fire belly god. Okay, a statue that is a fire in its stomach. She was taking newborn babies and throwing them alive into it, burning them alive. She was a cold-blooded murderer, sacrificing the priest to Jehovah God to him. She was a murderer, a killer, heartless. So it's not Stone Age, but pretty much close to it. Okay? Bible times. They don't have a lot of weapons. They can't get caught killing her because it's death. So they came up with an idea for the guys to run their chariots into town. She'll look out a window to find out what all the noise is coming from. Well, the priest will push her out. They'll run over and she'll be dead and we'll be safe. That's what they did. It was Stone Age almost. Think about it. Chariots, bows and arrows. That's all they had. Knives. They had chariots. They race him into town. She looks out the window. They push her out. And they were so scared of that bitch. They ran over her till the only thing was left of her was a hand and a skull. They were so scared of her. They kept running her over. Because she was a cold-blooded murderer. That's Jezebel. You know, that I want you to think how Satan-possessed these people are. Souls belong to God. God died on the cross for everyone. He loves everyone. They belong to Him. And these people playing Satan, they can take souls away from Him and kill them, destroy them like Satan, and decide who goes to heaven and hell like they are greater than God and playing God. They're not playing God, they're playing Satan. And they are Satan possessed and morbid in their own minds. But the drug dealers are playing killing Jezebel, the orders from that service. It was so sick he had to erase part of it. They're playing killing Jezebel. Stop it. They even told people, they were talking to Bob Evans the other day, the only thing they actually had on her, she simply wiped off some water with clothes on. They didn't have anything else. She just brushed it off with just nothing. See, that's where the ladies group in January of 22. We came down to say we made a big mistake being in her home before. Karen's never said she did anything wrong before. When she went wipe that water off, she went straight down and didn't expose herself. As if anybody would care about that. And those people raped her. With a nurse at Mercy Medical, March 13, 21. The only thing they had on her was adjusting herself. The guy said that's sick. Said it's funny. She just simply wiped off water with clothes on. He said that's sick. She said no, she just brushed it off. It's actually funny. They didn't have anything else. Where they said they put two clips together and made it a porn as a shower scene. Where they said they photoshopped everything in and out. Oh, where you had bruises you couldn't explain, muscle pain. And severely infected. You thought it was the well water. They were drug beating, raping you. And when they drugged you up, they told you to say this, they drugged you, told you to say that. That's what was causing it. That's what they did to you. Ha 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 ha. It's not funny playing with a human being like that. My coworker Dara got roofied at a bar, took a drink, don't remember anything else. A group of people or friends that they didn't know came up. And came up to talk to her. And they didn't think anything because she's acting fine. Left with him. They raped her and left her. When a puddle pea got home, she's throwing up, dizzy, couldn't hardly sit up like me. And 2 months later, she found out she was pregnant again. She said, "How could I be pregnant? I've not had sex with anybody." They had raped her and redressed her. And she don't remember meeting. As if anybody doesn't know what a roofie is. And amnesia drugs, LSD, and then all the prescription drugs in high doses that make you sleepwalk. And all the illegal ones. See, that's where I talk to the police. We all know about those roofies. Stark County Prosecutor's Office, we all know about those amnesia drugs. They control you. They call them mind-controlling drugs. The drug cartel called them mind-controlling drugs. That they can control anybody for 4 to 6 hours. That's where Sheriff Joe in Florida, what's wrong with your local police? Why did they arrest him? See, that's what Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin said. They ought to have been arresting themselves. Well, the U.S. Marshals have been using the case to blow the hell out of it. One of the officers assigned to me, you need to go to the Marshals if you don't feel comfortable confronting the FBI, but they need to know that agent's not been an agent since 18. Officer Marco confirmed it. Officer John, he's not been with the FBI since 1890. They left me up there. And I was letting the police handle the case. Huh? My money should still be in the card in the shelf in the Stark County Drug and Task Unit. And it's him doing it, the guy that used to work for the FBI. You have his confession, he's in it with the drug dealers. Making bets it for me. He did it for Michelle. Walmart 62, December 18th, 24. He confessed, the agent that told me if that's it. So, yesterday, I went down to Carrollton with my boyfriend. He had went into a gas station to get his friend coffee. We're going to go see him. And I was rambling about stuff in my car, and my phone's bugged. And they can hear me. I can see them driving by. Okay? And I said, if you were Officer Reinhardt Louisville had told me, if your ex-husband was dating any retired, where they did the scam of a retired judge beat, it's just a drug dealer. If he was actually dating somebody that used to be a judge, was a judge, law enforcement up there, that Old County couldn't work a case against you your whole life. It'd be a conflict of interest. They go to jail. Okay? And it'd be thrown out. Because for a conflict of interest, they can't do anything against you your whole life. Well, we're going to put this way. Agent Will, you had no right picking up my case with you dating my ex-husband's girlfriend and you knowing Pete before and owing him money. You want to talk about a conflict of interest and you want to play cat and mouse with me? Checkmate. Those ladies later on down the street were laughing. We heard what she said to the guy that's doing it to her before. Or is doing, no, take that back. The guy that's doing this and having people yell at stuff. If he knew Pete. He's dating her ex-husband's girlfriend. He was even dating that ex-husband's girlfriend before. You want to talk about a conflict of interest? It is checkmate. And another thing they were laughing about, my boyfriend had showed me where he lived. He said we had to move out of there. His one stepson was standing on the front porch and yelling obscenities at people. I said, how old was he? Like 14, 15? I looked at him and I said, back in my day, you didn't act right in public. Your parents beat you. And I'm sorry, I don't believe in child abuse at all. But it was nothing for a parent in a store. If you didn't act right, they reached down and smacked your butt and told you to knock it off. It was not acceptable or tolerable. And I said, people would have, I said, Carl, why didn't you get a belt and whip that kid? Him out there yelling obscenities at people walking by. It was nothing for somebody to get their butt hit. Back 50 years ago, people 40 years ago, they beat your butt if you act wrong. And he's like, I don't know. I said, why didn't you spank him? I said, because most parents, if you yelled obscenities or something at somebody, they would have put their fist in your face and say, shut your dirty mouth or I'll shut it for you. And they would have smacked your butt. Parents didn't tolerate kids acting out. One of the officers that worked my case, if I would have yelled weird with yourself at another adult, my dad would have beat the hell out of me. He said that's why I became a cop. He taught me what was right and what was wrong. I don't believe in child abuse at all. But I'll tell you what, parents put their kids in their place back in the day, and they got a good swat. Like my dad said, it's wrong to abuse children. If you spank them more than 3 times, it's abuse. But sometimes you have to get their attention. You put the fear of God or the fear of you, and you make them be good people. The only time you ever heard of people yelling stuff at people in stores or said something smart was in the ghettos of the big cities. Can you imagine people acting like that? Because it wasn't acceptable for people to yell stuff at people's stores or even have children dare smart off to an adult or make fun of a rape victim. Or make fun that some prostitute is stealing money from the federal government from a rogue former agent that opened a case and left the FBI and stole the money and joined the cartel. Now, what else can he hack where they said, well, selling the login for $25 a pop, then that's him selling it. Where they said it's him, it's him. Okay? He's coming across police scanners. You need to get him, officers. What else can he hack? Being a former federal agent, what else can he get into? Because he's not FBI. You need to get a hold of FBI. You need to get a hold of U.S. Marshals and realize he's not FBI. And nobody's even seen Agent John for a long time. They've been laughing. They got him arrested. The 2 agents that laughed at me. Now, I'm going to upload this. And you guys need to work on some stuff.